It's time for the main event. It's the Shoe Shot.
¿Qué onda, vatos locos? Damas y caballeros, your boy Dave in the 702 coming live from Man Cave Studios. Uh-oh. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, Vince. We learned the hard way. We learned the hard way. Shout out to my co-host for the day, Vince.
Back at it. Back at you guys.
Yeah, Man Cave 702 Studios, guys. Glad to see everybody. We're a bit early. Shout out to Paul Martinez. Paul, I did get your football picks correct now. Yeah. We're going to do football picks later tonight on Tailgate Talk if you want to be in the room and join us too, Vince, man. Yes, appreciate you having me over. What does it sound like, guys? Let me know. Those of you that are coming into the room slowly, let us know how the new setup sounds like. We're testing everything today. We got brand new microphones. We got the camera. We are only streaming in 720p, so hopefully there's no hookups. But yeah, we're going to be doing some boxing talk today, Vince. Yes, it's a big fight weekend. When I say big fight, I mean Saturday afternoon. All day. We got boxing all day on Saturday from the UK and Mexico, and we're just going to be watching it from right here in Las Vegas where Vince and I both live. But, bro, I hear there's some massive storm coming to Vegas and Southern California. Yep. So I got to go get my Mexican. I got to get all my food before the rain because you know how fools in Vegas drive when it rains.
And the streets are flooded.
And the streets are flooded. Yep. Paul and everybody out there in the Bay Area, they're not going to know how bad it is here. There's no trains, right?
No, middle.
So I saw that it was going to rain half an inch. I'm like, oh man, Blue Diamond everywhere by me. And this is how everything's going to get flooded, man. How am I going to get around? You know, don't even bother washing your car, man. It's a nightmare, man. Hopefully nobody gets hurt out on the roads. But guys, that's what we're looking forward to. A shout out to you guys in California. Probably going to have a lot of rain too as well. But a big fight weekend. I didn't get to talk to you about Virgil Ortiz, man.
No, he shocked me. He really did shock me.
First and foremost, let me give him his flowers. It was a remarkable performance. You cannot ask more from your fighter, but to knock the guy out in one round, right? Okay.
He did great. He did really good.
We can agree on that Virgil Ortiz looks very impressive. And I'm going to say that in every fight, in the past 5 fights, I have seen a genuine improvement in everything across the board from him.
Yes.
The same time, I went to his fight that was his first fight in the division of 154 junior middleweight, right? He fought Lawson, I believe was his name. That fight was at Virgil. You were there too, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so Vince and I don't even know each other at that time. Hey, shout out to Santel. Let me get some, he says that there's a big storm. Yeah, all right, we'll just get those comments on here, guys. We're using a mobile setup here, all new mics. So I appreciate you. And Santel Media was at that fight. Speak of the devil, man. He was rolled in from San Diego. We were sitting side by side as Virgil got rid of that guy in less than a round. But that guy was a fringe guy. We complained about not, fringe guy from Africa.
He ain't on that level.
Yeah, not on the level. Second fight, guy's not on his level as well, right? And then you had that Bohacek fight. Were you at that one?
Where was it at?
I think that was Mandalay Bay. Serhii Bohacek. Wow.
That was.
Bro, that was a real test at the division against a Eastern European fighter that refused. In fact, he dropped Virgil twice.
I was there. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, that was a crazy fight. One of my favorite fights of 2024, I believe that was. But definitely one of the best fights I've ever seen firsthand in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Then he fought Madrimov.
That was a good fight.
Former world champion in the division. Excellent fight against Madrimov that gave Terrence Crawford problems. Did he not? I mean, Terrence Crawford had a hard night at the office in that one.
And he got him that one. Every fighter gets one.
And he deserved that win. That one, without doubt, he deserved that one, right? Philly Irish in the building. Shout out to my co-host, Philly Irish, as well. He says Virgil duck boots. So, this is what's going on. He had an incredible performance in Boots, and Eddie Hearn show up, and they call him out, and I loved it. I loved every bit of that. That's what fight fans are missing, the good old poop talking. You know what I'm saying? You remember the days where we had the Nicaragüense fighter, the Nicaraguan Mayorga.
He was
Oh
crazy.
my! That dude was crazy. The what he did to De La Hoya, I couldn't wait for that fight. I could not wait. You know, that was classic.
Or Shane Mosley. Remember his
Or Shane Mosley.
girlfriend or wife?
The back and forth stuff. You know, fight fans from the 90s, 2000s, the 80s, we're accustomed to building up a fight like that. But the question is really, you know, a lot of fight fans are in disagreement right now, fighting on the internet, whether or not this fight's going to happen next and should it happen next. And that's what on Monday night by myself, I tried to explore. Should the fight happen next?
They're going to say no because they want to see him fight Errol Spence.
Errol Spence.
And he's done.
Now, I agree with you. That's the subject that everybody's talking about. Are we over-marinating fights in the industry today? And I think the answer to that question is yes, we've been over-marinating fights for a very long time. Yes. Best case example, I'm looking at that poster, Floyd Mayweather versus Pacquiao. But there really isn't a reason to make them fight next, in my opinion, when you've got 4 guys that are at the top of the division, 4 different world champions. And even if Boots and Virgil Ortiz are the best fighters, they're not champions.
Yeah, I know.
So why make them fight each other? Because let's keep it from a business perspective. One guy's Golden Boy. One guy's Matchroom Boxing.
Yes.
He might be the best fighter Oscar has.
Yeah.
Do you risk him potentially losing to Boots? Let's look at that division. Guys, Jesus Ramos Jr. fought on the undercard of Canelo Alvarez. He was the co-main, and he fought the same guy that Virgil just knocked out, Erickson Lubin. Yes. They went the distance. Jesus was undefeated at the top of the division, like maybe in the top 5. He loses by decision to Lubin, and he goes all the way to the back of the pack.
That's crazy.
He is not even remotely close to getting a title opportunity at 154. He's like the ugly duckling. Nobody's talking about him anymore. He didn't even lose the fight, in my opinion. The judges thought he lost it. So if you're Oscar or you're Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn, do you risk that happening to your top fighter?
If I was Oscar, I wouldn't do it. Unless I had him on 1-fight contract, then I'll do it just to get the money.
Just to get the money.
Yeah.
So I'm putting on my promoter hat, even though I'm not a promoter. Drew, did you try to call in? Yeah, I'm not sure. We may have forgotten to set up interview mode. Let's see. Let me see if I can bring up interview mode. But do you risk that? I mean, is it worth it, bro? And these guys are so close. Interview on. Yeah, we'll let Drew get an opportunity here. We'll test it if he wants to come on. It may look funny, Drew, but and you've got some vested interest as Boots Ennis being a Philadelphia fighter.
And that fight will happen in Philadelphia if they fight.
All right, okay, well, that's another. The other thing is that this fight is going to be a pain in the butt to negotiate all the terms because you've got Virgil
saying 10 million. I want 10 million.
I don't think Virgil personally thinks he's the A side. Maybe his promoter Oscar thinks he's the A side. But you're going to have the site location be an issue.
Yeah.
You know, Boots Ennis has proven he can sell out come close to filling a stadium of 17,000 people. He sells more tickets. I mean, Virgil's great, but so they brought up the subject to Errol Spence, who's been out of retirement. He's been in pseudo-retirement for a while. A lot of people say he's damaged goods.
Yes, I think he is after that car crash.
The car crash changed him.
Yeah.
Changed him for a fighter forever. And then in the fight, the beating he took with Terrence Bud Crawford was another thing. But he's incredibly popular in the Dallas area.
Yes.
Shout out, you know him very well. He's close with Jerry Jones.
Yep.
I'm sure they're salivating. But that's a difficult fight to make. That's a difficult fight to make happen to be a huge success. Let's see.
They're willing to fight in the arena where the Mavericks play. They ain't fill out that Texas Stadium.
What's going on, Drew? Can you hear us?
Yeah, can you hear me?
So, Drew, yep.
There might be a little feedback, but Drew, what are your thoughts? Because you didn't get a chance to express yourself. What are your thoughts on Boots versus Virgil? Does it happen next? Should it happen next?
It should happen next. And The ones that are going to stop this is Oscar De La Hoya and Virgil's manager is going to stop this. They talk so much. They talk so much trash the whole time about this fight and everything. And now when the dude shows up to a fight and says, "I want the fight and everything," went to the dude's face and said, "I want the fight and everything." They want to bet. They want their clients. Oh, we want $10 million.
Yeah, no.
Oh, Oscar, we're not the A side. This fight's not happening. Here's the thing: how are you the A side when you can't? You couldn't even sell that fight, that Lubin fight, you in that arena. Boots sold out almost every Philadelphia show he had. He saw at the Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. And what are the opponents? Karen, that Luma he just fought, Stanionis in AC. The best fighter that he fought honestly was Stanionis. And I don't know who the other guy fought, but he did over almost six. That arena has almost 18 to 20,000 people in Philadelphia, and he almost nearly sold it out. This arena he probably didn't even have like 5,000 or 6,000 people. It was like 5,000 or 6,000 people. He couldn't even sell it out. Come close to selling out. He struggled with selling and everything. The bigger draw is Boots, and the money getter is Boots in this between these two. So they're trying to price themselves out, saying, "Oh, we want $10 million." If anybody, Boots is the A side. Ortiz is the B side, is a strong B side, by the way. If anything, Boots should probably get the $10 million, and Virgil should be comfortable getting $6 or $7 million.
Yeah, that's a lot too.
But here's the thing: people got to look at it like this. Emerson Lubin was shot. He was inactive for over a year. He didn't even. I don't even think he beat Jesus Ramos. I thought Jesus Ramos won 9 rounds against him in that fight. I don't know how the hell they scored that fight for Emerson Lubin. I believe someone had an 8-4 for Lubin on a card. But if you look at it like this between them two, Virgil hasn't really had the rounds. It's other than the Bobacek fight and the Majimov fight. But other than that, he hasn't had the rounds since coming to 154. But Boots, stepping up to 154, he fought like if you want to look at it, he might have a title, an IBO title. Because the Uluma guy was an IBO champion at 154. But for this fight to not happen next and everything, after all the talking and everything, and the dude steps in the ring and says, "Let's make the fight and everything," and then you want to go, and then Virgil's talking back to him, and they say, "I want to fight Errol Spence."
Yeah,
A dude that's
You still there, Drew?
Yeah, he's there. We're not the buying.
Drew, we may have lost your audio. You muted yourself. Can you hear me? Drew, you muted yourself. There's a delay. For a moment, I thought we were frozen. I thought we were frozen.
That's why I keep looking like we're good.
All right, Drew got kicked off, but
you know what I like to see?
Drew, can you hear yourself now?
There he goes.
yes. I had a phone call.
All right, mate. Well, you made some excellent points. Indeed, you made some good points.
But here's the thing: you go along and you talk shit back to him, and then say you want to fight Errol Spence. Let's look at Errol Spence's last cup. Let's look at Errol Spence. Car accident. Don't know what other accident. Gets destroyed by Terrence Crawford one-sided.
Destroyed.
Hasn't fought since. Supposed to fight Fundora. Seemingly said I'm done, retired, and then his name comes back up. My dream fight is Errol Spence in Dallas, Texas, in the AT&T Stadium. Let me ask everybody a question here in the chat. Do you think they sell 80 to 100,000 tickets in AT&T Stadium for that fight? I'll wait. Oh, wait. Hell no.
Hell no. The parking lot,
You
the
gotta-
parking lot won't even fill up.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you guys believe that fight sells out or that does good numbers at AT&T Stadium, by all means, go ahead and think. You can fanboy. That's a fanboy talking.
For real.
Because at the end of the day, that's a fantasy fight. It's not going to sell out at AT&T Stadium. It's not going to come. If you can't sell a fight with Errol Lubin, how you think you're going to sell a fight with a shot? Hasn't fought Errol Spence and everything. Come on. This isn't the casual water box. This isn't the hardcores are only going to probably watch it just to see Errol Spence get ended and everything.
Yeah.
Casuals don't really care too much about it.
Drew, I think they're banking on Errol Spence still being popular. I think they're wildly over-exaggerated how popular. First of all, if I was Errol Spence, bro, I'm not taking that fight against Virgil without a tune-up for my own safety. I gotta see if I still got it.
Yeah.
But if you want to just get the payday, you jump right into that fight and get this potentially destroyed again. Hey, it's up to him. Let me ask you a question though, Drew, because we got a lot of other subjects we want to cover today. Do you think a neutral site would make this fight a reality as the next fight? A neutral site. I'm talking Las Vegas.
Las Vegas, Florida,
LA.
They're the only two places I've had this fight if it's neutral.
Well, for me, it's only Vegas. Is T-Mobile? I think they could get close to selling out T-Mobile. Both Virgil and Boots.
Get a good co-main.
Definitely, yeah. You get some local fighters. Yeah. Definitely, they could sell out MGM Grand, Mandalay Bay. They could definitely do well there. But the gist of it is, if Boots can get a title, if Boots can become one of the 4 champions, then he makes a strong argument for let me have this fight at home. And Virgil, come get this title for me. Come get this title in Philadelphia.
Well, here's the thing. Fundora, Samson's not going to allow him to fight. Is not going to allow Fundora to fight anybody unless it's PBC and everything, or it's an easy fight. Master Zaliev, that could be probably the popular fight to make, and it might be the easiest fight to make.
I think Boots versus Murtazaliev is a great fight, and that's where I would be focusing my attention on next. Vince is let's get this strap, and not an easy foregone conclusion either, Drew. That Boots can beat that guy Murtazaliev. What he did to Tim Tszyu was very impressive. Good fight, and title on the line.
And
you listening, Eddie?
They say Charlo still has a belt, so it could be a good fight on paper with him versus Charlo and everything. It probably gives an important name it probably gives the most important name if you're comparing resumes with Virgil and him. He's if he wins against Charlo, it would be a win against a former undisputed champion at 154.
Hey, I like that for Virgil, to be honest, man. Texas, all Texas fight. Yeah. I know it's difficult to make PBC work with, try to work with Oscar, but I like that fight even better for him. Well, Drew, hey, man, I appreciate you calling in, Drew. We're going to move on to some Jake Paul BS and see how the rest of this works, and then we'll see you guys tune in tonight for Tailgate Talk. Drew's still undefeated. He did have some of the best picks last week. Somebody tied you, though, man. And we're going to do Tailgate Talk tonight at 8 o'clock. Is that cool?
Yep.
All right, guys. We'll see Drew later tonight at 8 o'clock. Peace, Drew.
So it's 11 o'clock for him. Oh, it's 8, 9, 10, 11.
So we tried interview mode. Shout out to Paul. He says, what if Jake Paul goes against Errol Spence?
I would go Jake Paul. Sorry to say it. Errol Spence done.
So speak of the devil, Paul makes a great, he's not the devil, but he makes a great point. This is hot news. This is the big news in casual sports fans. We had this mega fight set up with Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul, and it fell apart, and it was supposed to happen just days ago.
Yep.
And now there's some serious conversation that looks like, I'm just waiting for confirmation, bro, but they say that he's going to fight for $50 million, that Anthony Joshua is going to accept that fight.
If he could catch Joshua,
$50 million.
That's a lot of money.
And his promoter says, hey, you know what? he was getting ready to fight somebody and we're ready to negotiate a real fight. But then he'll gladly take $50 million $50 million. I just got to ask, bro, for $50 million behind the scenes, do you think that there's a no knockout clause? Like, don't beat my ass.
Yes.
Take it easy clause.
He's probably guaranteed $30 million, and if he goes on, he gets the 20.
Don't knock me out, bro. Come on, it's in the contract.
He should knock him out.
Bro, a right hand from Anthony Joshua would flatten Jake Paul. But Jake Paul has flattened out all kinds of MMA guys. He flattened out a former NBA player.
Yeah, but come on.
He's knocked out non-boxers.
MMA guys are wide open when they stand up.
He knocked out the guy who just had that horrific all the surgeries. What was his name? Great guy, by the way, and I was rooting for his recovery. He had the lung transplant. Remember, he knocked out that MMA UFC fighter in like 30 seconds. Unreal. He's done it to other people. So if you were Anthony Joshua, even if it's on paper, don't knock me out, bro. I didn't know.
I'll knock him out.
Bro, I don't know what happened, bro. I didn't barely tap to you. That right hand had nothing on it.
The people want him out of here.
That right hand had nothing on it.
Yeah, the people want him out of here.
But if it's true?
I can see Anthony Joshua right now fight Deontay Wilder. Even though they're both
I like that fight. I like that. I like Deontay. And they're talking about Deontay now. This is when you let fights marinate too much. Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz. Like, that fight would have been fantastic 10 years ago. But now we're going to have guys who should have fought, who never did fight. Now they're going to fight, and they're not the best version of themselves. No. But Anthony Joshua is still very much extremely dangerous. Former gold medalist.
Man, he could have been something.
And I got to give it up to Jake Paul if the fight happens. He's got some big cojones.
Yeah, real big
cojones. Big. So shout out to that. We'll wait and see what happens with that fight. All right, we touched upon Virgil. Who would you want to see Virgil fight next?
Spence.
You like that fight?
Just because it's a Texas fight.
But at the AT&T?
No, it's got to be at where the Mavericks play.
A smaller venue.
Yes.
I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I feel bad for Spence. I mean, he's made some good money in his career, but if he goes in there, I think
buzzsawed.
Virgil's going to do a number on him.
I want to see.
Maybe he can knock him out with very little damage, you know?
I want to see Crawford and Boots.
Crawford come back down. That's wild.
I would love to see that fight.
That's wild. So we got those fights. We have some seriously big fights coming up this weekend. Let's get this UK one out the way, and then we're going to talk about this amazing Top Rank card because their Top Rank and Zanfer are bringing us back to Mexico.
Yes.
Viva Mexico.
The motherland.
Viva Mexico, cabrones. It's a big deal. But we got this great rematch, UK rematch. It's the walkout time for us on the Pacific Coast is 2 p.m. for Conor Benn versus Eubanks 2. And the first one was good, bro. It was a good fight.
Even the press conference was good.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And they talk smack differently in the UK. They're especially the Eubanks, his dad, very eloquent, very dresses like dapper and whatnot. They talk smack differently. One cool thing about Conor Benn is, he speaks perfect Spanish, right?
I didn't know that.
You know that?
No.
I'm ready to see Conor Benn fight a Mexicano, because then he can use his Spanish, and then we're going to have a very interesting fight build-up. If he fights a Mexicano at welterweight, I don't think he'll ever come back down to welterweight, but at any of the Mexican guys at 154, if he had a good fight with them, the press conferences are going to be wild because his Spanish is really, really good. I don't even know how he learned to speak. Anybody know how he's learned to speak Spanish so well? Oh, shout out to Team Batman Boxing. Appreciate you coming in here. He says Ortiz versus Boots. Both box very sharp, perfect time to get it on.
He's right.
It is the only thing holding it back for me, and I'm not a promoter or a businessman in the sport, but the only thing for me is that one of these guys is going to walk away with a loss, and it could derail
but it's a
the
good
career.
Loss. But it's a good loss.
It could be a very good loss, and it used to be a time in boxing where it didn't matter, bro. Like the best fought the best.
Yes.
And it didn't derail your career, but I feel like we're in a different time now in boxing where just that one blemish could set you back, and people could say, that he got exposed or this or that. But
you could be like that one professional fighter. I ain't gonna say his name, but he'll fight you down the road 10 years later and beat you and say, "I'm the greatest." I didn't say who that is, but there's someone out there that does that, and I can't stand that because if you'd have fought that Filipino guy, I don't know his name, I don't want to say his name, but that time he would have killed him. Or when he fought Marquez, I came a little overweight. He's scared, but the fans love him. I don't want to say his name.
Thanks a lot, Team Batman Boxing says he lived in Spain previously, and that's how Ben learned to speak Spanish so well. So I wanted to, you sparked my memory today. Today is the 15-year anniversary of Manny Pacquiao becoming an 8th division world champion. 15 years ago today, he beat the crap out of Margarito.
I want to ask you honest question. Who is the greatest boxer to you? Who's the GOAT?
Who's the GOAT? Put it there. My GOAT?
I
don't got to go.
Manny Pacquiao.
Well, 8th division champion is certainly, amongst like my whole life he's up there, man. Absolutely. And actually, he was the first only 8th division champion. I don't think anybody has accomplished that yet. Nobody's beat that record. At the time of that fight, Margarito weighed 17 on that night, 17 pounds more. Man, I remember going into work, man. I remember everybody, had he already been exposed for the loaded gloves during that fight?
Wasn't it against Shane Mosley when they exposed him?
Yeah. And people at my work were so happy. They're like, that cheater got busted up.
And I remember when Margarito was going after Floyd Mayweather for years, but Floyd never wanted to fight him.
So, and shout out to all the Manny Pacquiao fans. I'm excited to see if this potential matchup, what's in store for him. I don't know. Raleigh lives here. What's going on with that? If he could be facing, for me, run that one with Raleigh.
I hope so.
At the beginning while Manny, I think Manny, what's the point? He don't need to fight 2 or 3 more fights. Just give me one more good fight. If
he just wants that belt.
If he gets a belt, and earns it at his age, man, shoot, add another thing to the long list of accomplishments for him.
Or maybe he might want another fight and have his son fight underneath his card. Because the son's fighting pretty soon.
Oh, that's right. That'd be the first. That'd be wild. Father and son on the same card. Oh my God, that would be wild. So this matchup, it looks pretty good. Saturday at 2 p.m. I was just talking to you about that undercard. There's some actual fighters I am interested in that will be on that card. Chris Eubanks Jr. is the favorite at -170 on DraftKings.com. Jack Catterall, former 140-pound champion. Oh, man, he just recently fought that Chicano guy that was on Top Rank who was released. What was the name of him? I had been following him for a while, man. That was a pretty good fight. But Jack Catterall is fighting Ikao Isuman. He is a -225 favorite. Why should you care about Jack Catterall at this point, bro? He's with Boots Ennis now. He's with Boots Ennis' dad. So he's been trained the entire training camp.
Get some good sparring.
Yeah, he's been getting excellent sparring.
Yes.
Very interesting. I expect to see a much better version of Jack Catterall. And also on that card, Azim. Everybody likes him in the UK. We barely know much about him, but he's fighting Kurt Scobie from New York. Kurt Scobie is a beast, bro. He did get one loss on this TV show called OTX Boxing promotion company. But when you see him, he's a freaking beast. He's a specimen. If he can expose Adam Azim on this card, man, it's going to do wonders for his career. He's a +650 underdog of that fight card on the Eubanks Jr. undercard. By the way, I think it's pay-per-view. I'm not feeling that.
You know what I'm using? My Fire Stick.
I'm not feeling that. Yeah, Team Batman Boxing says time flies. 15 years ago today that Manny Pacquiao destroyed Margarito and the whole loaded gloves drama that we all went through.
In Cowboy Stadium.
Was it there?
I think so.
Vince is looking for his boxing poster.
Yeah, it's Cowboy Stadium.
Cowboy Stadium. Another one. Jerry held that one, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder what the live gate was at that. Anybody have a computer they can look at what the live gate ticket sales were for Margarito versus Manny Pacquiao?
But the biggest one was Canelo, right?
I think so. Close to 58 or 68,000 tickets sold for Saunders, BJ Saunders, where he busted up the dude's orbital bone. Today, Calzaghe, speaking of old fighters, British fighters, that one of my favorites of all time was Calzaghe. I loved watching him. And, of course, Drew just put in Bernard Hopkins, amazing fight that they had toward the end of their career. But Calzaghe's in the news, boxing news, because he said he don't think Canelo is an all-time great. Wow. Vince's response.
He got a lot of blows to the head.
Calzaghe, come on. He didn't take that much damage. Remember, he had the fast hands. That's a controversial take. That's a controversial take to say that Canelo's not an all-time great. His career is not even over yet.
I think it's over.
Team Batman Boxing wants us to know that Adam has extremely fast hands, and Scooby is in for a tough one here. I'd like to see how durable Scooby is. He already has a loss on him, and the blueprint to beat him is there. But if he can walk away with an underdog performance, man, it's going to be a good one.
He's a co-main event?
I'm not sure which one of those guys. I think Jack Catterall is going to be the co-main event, but I'm going to be glued to the TV watching sports fights all day on Saturday. I've been looking forward to a Saturday like this again. And that leads us to, man, I brought it up, man, but let's talk about it. Oh, man, Top Rank Boxing. We saw the Michaela Mayer fight the other day, and I had the worst time finding the fight. I did watch it, but I had a hard time. But it's going to be available. Again, guys, it's going to be available if you have Tubi. The Tubi app is, I believe, Roku app and Vizio. Yes. You'll be able to watch it on Top Rank Classic. And I believe that card starts at approximately 6 o'clock from San Luis Potosi, Mexico. Yeah. Elevation, 5,500 plus feet, very similar to Mexico City. I saw that amazing. Hey, shout out to the videographer who made Emiliano Vargas's vlog. Who is? Can you share his name?
Gosh, Angel, I think his name is.
Yeah, sure. If you guys haven't seen, Emiliano Vargas has his own YouTube channel. Plenty of subscribers, guys, and they did a fantastic vlog on preparing. And he's been down in Mexico.
Yeah.
Very smart. Yes. Very, very smart. I got to say, the guy from New Orleans that he's fighting, if he hasn't been high elevation training, this is why fighters do high elevation training. He was there with that video. In the video, you see him working out with Pitbull Cruz, who fights out in Mexico City. High altitude, builds up your lungs. And to just show up there, if he's flying in there this week.
He's in trouble.
He's in trouble. He's going to be gasping.
Because Emmy's going to attack this
he's already uphill battle, but
did you see the video Emmy posted on his Instagram?
No, I didn't see that one yet.
He helped this kid in Mexico was like hungry and cold.
Oh,
so he went and bought stuff for him and gave it to him.
Oh man, that's awesome. Well, you got to do that. You got to give back to the community. Speaking of giving back to the community, there is a restaurant that I watched on the news that's in North Vegas. During the, they shut down the EBT.
Yeah.
But this Mexican restaurant, I'm going to put it on tonight. I'm going to let you guys know if you're out in Vegas. But her and her husband just were giving out tacos, feeding everyone for 2 weeks.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, right out here on Cheyenne. I'll get the name of it.
Oh, wow.
Let's talk about this amazing card from Mexico. Rafael El Divino Espinoza, 6'1" featherweight champion.
That's a tall Mexican.
It's a tall featherweight, man. He's equivalent, if you ask me, he is the Sebastian Fundora of the featherweight division. You're going to have a bad night. And he almost didn't win that title. He fought the Cuban guy that was a top rank, the gold medalist, to win that title. Fantastic fight. An incredible 12th round.
He was supposed to lose that fight, too.
He was about to lose that fight, man.
He was supposed to.
Robeisy Ramirez, gold medalist.
Yes.
Smaller fighter, but he was finding ways to beat this 6'1" freak of nature featherweight from Mexico, and he just couldn't get the job done. And since then, Rafael's been undefeated, and I think he can. I'm just gonna say, I don't think there's anyone that's gonna beat him. Who knows? Who knows if you think the Mexican, not the Mexican monster, you think the Japanese monster, Inoue, moving up in weight to find a way to do it?
He can move up.
Yeah, and he's got a big fight with his Japanese counterpart. But
I want to see him fight Bam.
I would love to see that. I don't know if there's anybody at featherweight. Let me know what you guys think.
I think Bam could beat him.
Let me know what you guys think. If there's any featherweight that could beat Rafael Espinoza. Now, that's the main event. He's taking on Arnold Khegai. Arnold Khegai, I was like, you look at Arnold Khegai, and he fought, he has a tough loss. I remember his last loss against, and I've seen them fight many times. I'm actually a fan of him. What is his name? Excuse me, guys, while I look it up on my notes. But Khegai finds himself getting in a title opportunity, even though he has a recent loss. What's his most recent loss? Oh, yeah, Yoet Gonzalez. Yoet Gonzalez used to date the sister of Shakur Stevenson. I saw Yoet Gonzalez lose his first title opportunity against Shakur Stevenson in Reno. That's one of those fights that's posted up in our intro. All right. Somehow he got a title opportunity, bro.
Wow.
He's a former world kickboxing Muay Thai champion. So I'm always interested in guys who've made the conversion from Muay Thai. I practiced Muay Thai when I was young. And you look at him and you're like, wait a minute, es Chinito?
Yeah.
Because he looks a little bit Chinito, right? But he's Korean and Ukrainian, but by way of Ukraine. But he's got two pretty important losses. And just recently losing to Joet Gonzalez, I give him 0 chances of winning this main event.
Watch him win.
I mean, he barely cracks the top 10, dog. He's like ranked top 10, barely ranked number 9. And you look and you say, we got to keep Rafael Espinoza busy for something bigger. We got to keep him busy for something bigger. But if you're expecting to see an underdog beat him, I don't think it's going to happen, man. In fact, I think it's the other way around. I think the relentless pressure and those just like Fundora when he punches and you see those long elbows, it's just going to wear him down, bro. But that's my opinion, man. You think the guy's got any chance?
I think anybody got a chance for getting there. Especially if you underestimate him. Like, remember Mike Tyson?
Yep.
Who's Buster Douglas?
Yep. So we got. I'll save the most interesting fight for last. That's gonna be the one we'll talk about. Local Vegas fighter Emiliano coming up last. We'll talk about that one last. But also on the card is also Mexican Olympian 23-0 Delgado, who I've been really enjoying watching him fight. He's gonna fight a Mexican guy from Guadalajara, Valenzuela.
Do you think he's gonna sing in the ring? Do you think he's gonna sing his way to the ring?
Oh, wait. You were talking about Rafael Espinoza. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about that. Rafael Espinoza is a fantastic mariachi singer.
Yes,
man.
he's pretty good.
He's how could you not like that, man? He sings Vicente Fernandez. I would be even bigger fan if he sang old school mariachi like Javier Solis. You familiar with that singer?
No,
I'll
check him out.
Your mom was gonna know Javier Solis.
My wife probably will.
Yeah, Javier Solis. Sing me some classic Javier Solis, or he sings the Vicente Fernandez songs. He's great. It's very entertaining. In fact, I was debating today whether or not I should wear a mariachi hat, and then I realized I left it in California. I don't even have my mariachi hat anymore.
Oh.
I don't have my sombrero anymore.
I have a question to ask you about the sombrero. How do you feel about other fighters wearing the hat to the sombrero to the ring?
Man,
I'm just curious. I'm curious.
The first, I'm looking at the poster of Mayweather, who was the first person before they even used the word troll.
Roger used to do it too.
Oh, Roger. Oh, so he got it from Roger when he fought all the great Mexican fighters.
Remember what do they call him? The Mexican assassin, or
let me give credit to Roger. I totally forgot about
Black
that.
Mamba.
Now Erickson Lubin came in with a kind of a crappy mariachi outfit, and the joke's on him. But the joke's on him.
How do you feel about that when they do that?
Appropriating my cultura, appropriating our culture.
You think it's disrespectful or what?
Not only is it disrespectful, but man, when it backfires on you, when you get your ass beat, oh my God!
Like, what if you come in like you come in something different?
Yeah,
I don't want to say, but
yeah, well,
the fans go crazy.
At this point, I'm so used to it. The trolling.
I hate it.
At this point, I'm accustomed to it. But like in the case of Lubin, like you should have just gotten you should have worn the outfit you wanted to wear, bro. He picked the wrong guy to wear that outfit for. Hey, Wiley Coyote, great to see you, man. I appreciate you. It's a little bit different. I'm not keeping tabs on the comments as well as I can at home. This is a mobile setup here that we've got going on. But great to see you nonetheless. Anyways, he is fighting Delgado, going back to him, the Olympian. This is is it a title eliminator? Which is important because, and he got the opportunity by beating Elvis Rodriguez. That's a real tough talent. But he's going to be fighting Valenzuela from Guadalajara, which I wonder, and he has a good performance over a UK fighter, Robbie Davis Jr. I'm wondering how many people from Guadalajara are going to make the voyage over to San Luis Potosi to support him.
I hope they do.
Bob Arum was raving that San Luis Potosi is a huge fight town. There's a lot of great boxing gyms in that state. And it's only a few hours away from where my grandmother, my late grandma, rest in peace to my grandma, she's from Guanajuato. Also a beautiful state in the middle of Mexico. Just a beautiful state. That region of Mexico in the middle, bro, above Mexico City, is beautiful, man. shout out to the Vargas family. I'm sure they're enjoying it right now, enjoying the beauty of Mexico.
Yes.
All right, two more fights to go before. Two more fights to talk about. Richard Torres Jr., the silver medalist, turned professional in March of 2022. One of his best wins, in my opinion, is recently against the Italian Guido Vianello. He's fighting an experienced fighter, Salek, who's 23-7, 8-year professional, who's coming off a second-round TKO over Daniel Kubelka in June. Is this a stay busy fight, man? This is a fight that I can almost guarantee that Richard Torres Jr. of California is going to walk away with the victory.
With the knockout.
Big Spooky responded to what you were saying about trolling, wearing Mexican mariachi outfits. Is it appropriate? He says he doesn't like all that pinche trolling. He doesn't like it. He don't like it. Just makes the fighter probably more angry. Richard Torres Jr., bro, there's a guy in the UK that I think he needs to fight. And this is one of those things like Virgil Ortiz versus Boots. You got the American version, and then you got the UK version, Moises Itama. Those guys need to fight. But because neither of them are heavyweight champions of the world, nobody's going to even try to make. They're not even going to attempt to make that fight right now. But, man, that's who I want to see. And I kind of need to see Richard Torres Jr. step up the level.
Test himself.
You got to test himself. That one against Guido Vianello was a good test. And I need to see in the next fight an even bigger test than this one.
That's what I like about my nephew. He's testing himself. Like this fight, it's for a title belt. And it's a 10-rounder, and he's testing himself.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention that Delgado fight is, I believe it's a title eliminator to get him in position for 140 pounds. And you got this great opportunity if he does eventually become a world title holder at 140 pounds. Then a fight with Emiliano Vargas.
I love that.
Oh, my
in
God.
Vegas.
You got a real Mexicano against a Chicano.
Yes.
It reminds me of De La Hoya versus... a Mexicano versus Chicano. Those are always good fights, bro.
Always.
They say, the Pocho versus the real Paisa. Pocho versus Paisa. But that's very strategic, smart matchmaking on behalf of Top Rank because we don't know if Delgado has the star material that Canelo has to become a star. He has talent, but if he positions himself to become a world champion, then you got Emmy in the wings, Emiliano Vargas of Las Vegas in the wings. Hey, this is a perfect fight, in-house, easy to negotiate. Everybody signs off. And, Mexicans, fighters from Mexico, they don't turn down fights, bro.
Nope.
So let's talk about briefly one more guy on this card that is very interesting. He's only 17 years old.
That's crazy.
What is his name, bro? I've seen the picture of him. I had a baby face when I was in high school, but man, he's even younger. He's on the card. They just signed him. Top Rank just signed him. He's 17 years old. He had 3 wins. Julian Montalvo of Las Vegas, Nevada, 4-0, 3 KOs, known as El Natural. He's 17, bro. I don't even think he's graduated high school yet.
I wonder where he trains at. Who's his trainer?
You got to ask Emmy, man.
I'll look when
17.
I see it. I'll look when I see him on TV.
They said that when they were scouting him, they just can't, like, everybody from that knows a thing or two are like, this kid is he's got champion written all over him. Now, most of the time, Top Rank is on it. Hey, they're some of the best in the business who've ever scouted. When you like football scouts and they say this is going to be the next champion, they just did it with Xander Zayas.
Yeah.
But this is one thing that I worry about sometimes with matchmaking and some of the good examples of building up a fighter. And sometimes even the best get it wrong. Shout out to Gabe Flores of Stockton, bros. Gabe Flores is going to have a second chance. He's close to the Vargases.
Yes.
Him and his dad. Shout out to him, man, because he was with Top Rank kind of during the pandemic. They put him in, I think, for a guy he wasn't ready a couple times against people he just was not ready for.
But he has one loss, right?
2.
Oh, he has 2.
And he get the big one that really set him back and kind of got him dropped from Top Rank was the Elvinado Lopez fight.
So,
Elvinado Lopez put a beating on him that he wasn't ready for. He wasn't ready to fight that type of fighter. And unfortunately got dropped from Top Rank.
Yeah.
He went,
I hate how they do that.
But the promoters got the duty to build you up and prepare you. And it was kind of a rough time in boxing where pandemic, you just had to make fights. Like you didn't know. Somebody was going to walk away. And who ended up becoming a star out of that was Elvinato Lopez. Became a featherweight champion and had an incredible run. Now, Gabe Flores is back, man. He's going to get an opportunity in Stockton in just a few weeks, December, on the undercard of Diego Pacheco for Matchroom Boxing in his hometown, bro. I think they throwing this. Pacheco's the main event in Stockton, and Gabe always sold tickets in Stockton. Yep. They're using Gabe to sell seats, and he's going to fight that UK guy who was a former world champion. Gabe has an opportunity to redeem himself.
Yes.
Redemption. Could bring back his entire career.
I'm pulling for you.
And laugh at everybody.
Yeah.
But sometimes matchmaking in boxing has got to be the hardest job, man, because you think you're getting it right, and sometimes that's your guy, and you're trying to set him up to be a world champ, and you set him back so far that now you're forced to release him from your own promotional company. Another great example of that was when they invested heavily into Berlanga.
Who? The guy with fake jewelry?
Berlanga. All the time and energy they invested in him, 16 straight knockouts.
Tomato cans. Man.
16 straight knockouts. And then when the competition rose, you saw him, the knockout streak ended. Yes. This is the hardest thing to do. So we're going to segue into the development and your personal opinion of how they're developing someone very close to you, Emiliano Vargas, who this week, I still don't know, bro. Is he the co-main? I saw a tweet.
Well, when I heard he is.
Co-main question mark. Very exciting.
Yes.
Already fought in New York. Did exemplary.
The fastest.
Hey, bro, he's had a great 2024.
Yeah.
2025. I just went back in time, bro. I don't even know what year it is. I got concussions, bro. He's had a great 2025.
Yes.
You know,
all knockouts.
He might be prospect of the year, or should be top runner for prospect of the year. But now we're segueing, trying to transition to contender status.
Yeah.
So he's going to have his first 10-round fight against a guy from New Orleans who's coming off a winning streak, per se. 10 rounds is a big deal.
Yes.
But he went to Mexico early. Yes. He went there early to prepare, which is what a fighter should be doing.
The smart thing
is to get acclimated to the environment, the elevation. I mean, do we give this guy, his opponent, a chance? You're going to go 10. They're letting you go 10 rounds, but from what I've seen and what I've read, I don't know if this guy's going to go 10 rounds with them.
I told him it's going to go 3 rounds. And if you knock him out in second, it wouldn't suck me one bit.
So you fall into that. You could potentially fall into that position where Edgar Berlanga, everybody he was facing, was out of his league, right? And so you're not really developing him. He still only goes 3 rounds. In your vision, he goes 3 rounds.
Yeah.
The next 3 fights, they probably want to aim towards becoming a world champion or getting a world title opportunity at the age of 22. Xander did it at 23. Anywhere between 22 and 23 these days is remarkable.
Yeah.
But every one of those guys is going to have to be even harder than the previous guy.
Yeah. Well, his last fight, that guy was supposed to be good.
So he was supposed to be.
Yeah, but he was
out of his element and out of Emmy's league.
And Emmy trains like a
now he's working out with Pitbull.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you who I think, what type of fighter Emmy needs to be focusing on in the next 6 months, next 2 fights. It's going to have to be somebody who has top level experience at 140 pounds. And even though this guy isn't, this is a good example of who I think he should be fighting or preparing to fight. It's not going to happen because of promoters, but El Rayo Valenzuela. El Rayo Valenzuela pitched a perfect masterpiece boxing performance against Pitbull Cruz.
Yeah.
El Rayo Valenzuela has also been knocked out in firefights against a Dominican fighter. He's beatable.
Yeah.
But on his best night, he might outbox you.
Yeah.
And he also can punch.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Emiliano in like 2 fights, get ready to fight. And he was a world champion. He achieved world champion. If you want to be world champion in 3 fights, you're gonna have to beat a guy of that caliber soon.
Yes.
soon. But every fight is extremely important because you just one misstep. One misstep. There's been so many missteps and miscalculations by promoters in the history of the sport, and it's great for fight fans, but it's not great when you are invested in the fighter on a personal level. Today I was thinking about Virgil Ortiz. Remember when, not Virgil Ortiz, Vicious Victor Ortiz. Remember he was going to be the next big thing? He did get a world title opportunity against Mayweather.
Yeah.
But that night that he fought from Riverside County, Josecito Lopez, he overlooked that guy.
Yeah.
He didn't.
A lot of them do that.
He overlooked a club fighter. Yeah. And Josecito Lopez became, it was his moment. Yeah. It was his moment. Just one miscalculation. Now I don't think anybody from the dynasty is gonna overestimate anybody. That's not it. That's not how they operate.
No, Fernando don't roll that way.
They don't operate that way.
No.
But what I meant is that the promoter can sometimes miscalculate, man. But every single fight is so important.
Yeah, it is.
They got it perfect with Xander.
After like your 15th fight, everyone's so important. Man.
Hey man, I went to I mentioned that fight in Reno. I went to and saw Francisco Esparza Alacran. If you ever listen to this, shout out to Francisco. Went there to support him, and Xander made his professional debut that night, and I met Xander that night. So from his very first fight, I've followed his career. It's official. This is Top Rank's masterpiece. They got him to become world champion.
Yeah. And
now in January, he's going to unify. Somebody's going to walk away with 2 titles.
Yeah.
You can't. Meanwhile, Virgil Ortiz and Boots are fighting, for nothing. They don't have titles. They're over here in the ring let's fight next. No, let's not fight next, huh?
That ugly green belt they gave him.
Yeah, man. So shout out to Top Rank, man. They get it done perfect at times, and I hope to see that.
I think they're probably the best ones to groom you like that.
Oh yeah, and the best at scouting talent. So, El Natural Montalvo, Julian, if we can get him on this show, man. I wonder if he's from North Vegas, but they say that he's the goods, man. He's the next big star.
I'll look into that.
And he's flaco.
Yeah,
flaco, man. But he's the next one. I think they got. Gabe Flores at 17 too. You know what I'm saying? So every fight, how you create these fighters and make them and groom them to be world champions is extremely important. Thank you very much, everybody that joined us. Team Batman Boxing, Big Spooky, that SS Spider. It's Thursday Night Football.
Yes.
Thursday Night Football, Week 11.
All I'm worried about is Monday Night Football, and I pray we win, but man, if we lose, I'll be like this.
Thursday Night Football, guys. Tonight we'll be live again on this channel for Tailgate Talk.
Get your picks in.
Get your picks in. Put them in the comment section if you're not going to be there. And I appreciate Vince having me over at the studio. Let me know what you guys thought of the studio. It looks pretty good. Let me know what you guys thought of the audio. Vince, any final thoughts on what's going on in boxing? Predictions?
Emmy 3 rounds.
You got Emiliano Vargas in 3 rounds. Saludos to their family out there. Hopefully everyone comes back safe with the big victory. I'm Dave in the 702 Shoeshine Boxing. Vince 702 from the Man Cave Studios. We will see you next week. Until then, peace out. Peace. All right, where's that end button? We'll see you guys next week. Peace.